Hey, what's going on, guys? It's King Andy here, and welcome back to another Clash Cup podcast. I'm super stoked about this one, guys, because I have on 3 guests today. That's right, 3. I have on Caillou from Electric. How's it going, Caillou?
It's going really well. Thank you so much for having me on again.
Absolutely. Then I have on Bowser from Intellectuals. How's it going, Bowser?
Going pretty well. Glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, it's been a long time, but I have Zimster back on the channel. Zim, how have you been?
Not too bad. Glad to be doing this again with you guys.
Sweet. So the main topic of today's podcast is going over our predictions for the playoffs. But before we get to that, let's talk about the seeding tournament that happened on Saturday. So there were 6 teams that participated in the seeding tournament, which were the top 2 teams in each group, and the top 4 teams would get a first-round bye in playoffs. So for this tournament, Undefined sent out Zigzag, Instinct NA sent out Darien, Rising Sun Alpha sent out Lewis and Nani, Evolve sent out Kenda Swagger, EGS sent out Zolog, and Tyranny sent out Amar and Semi. So as expected, Kenda Swagger completely dominated, going 4-1, which is really incredible, and got Evolve that first seed going into playoffs. And I'm surprised to see Rising Sun make it through as well, especially since they started off 0-3, then turned it around and finished 2-3, and which made them barely squeeze in 4th. There were also some unexpected results, for me at least. I don't know about you guys, but I'm surprised that neither Undefined nor Instincts got the bye, because as we've been saying all season, Group A is one of the favorites to go all the way, and it's surprising to see all 4 teams will be playing the first round this week. So I just want to hear what you guys think about the seeding tournament overall.
Yeah, I'm kind of underwhelmed by Undefined's performance. I thought they would do better. And I think the main reason that they didn't do so well is because they picked Zigzag, and he's like a top ladder player, but I recall like Destiny saying something a couple of days ago about how he like kind of gets like he doesn't do well in high pressure games, doesn't do well other than ladder in general. So I think they could have like picked like somebody else there, and that might have given them a better chance. So I think that Undefined's problem there was just like definitely picking the wrong person. And for Instinct NA, I think that just Darien kind of had an off day. I mean, he went 2-3, which isn't horrible, but like he kind of had an outstanding season, like for 1v1. So I think he definitely could have played better there. And I'm not surprised about Kenda going 4-1 because, you know, we all like, well, most people know him from just like around the competitive scene. So he's just like a pretty well-known player. And the other players, I think they just played like regularly. Like I didn't really expect anything else, but I'm definitely surprised that Instinct and Undefined didn't make like the bye.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think for Undefined not making it, it's kind of like the same thing. I definitely expected them to go through. Like player choice, I think they probably could have gone with Beck this time. I think we were all talking about that and agreeing over that. He's played against us personally a ton, and he's dominated every set. Not really surprised with Tyranny. Amar and Semi did a really good job. Kenda Swagger, I didn't really know like too much about him, considering I didn't really follow that group a lot. But after watching that whole tournament, he just completely dominated with just 2 decks. I think he used Bait and then just Wallbreaker Miner. And even though it was only 2 decks, he protected his deck pool, and he's going to be really deadly going into playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenda Swagger's insane. Just rolled through everyone. I believe he was like 8-1 at one point, and then he lost his final match, which really isn't a big deal because he still ended up first anyways. So yeah, I'm excited to see how Evolve does in playoffs. They definitely got a strong roster. All right, so now let's talk about our predictions for playoffs. So Evolve turned EGS and Rising Sun Alpha got a first round bye because of that seeding tournament. So we won't be seeing them in action this week, but we'll be seeing Undefined go up against Electric. So Caillou, I want to hear your thoughts on this matchup because you guys barely locked up a playoff spot. So I would call this a Cinderella story.
So looking at their roster, it's pretty similar to the rosters we've faced with them in the past in other leagues. But like obviously, you know, this league there might be a different game plan, different people in different sets. For 2v2, I'm assuming it's going to be Cool Soul and Backfist. That's pretty obvious. And this week for us, Fearox isn't available. So I'm going to have to go – I don't even know how that's going to really work out for us, but I think the 2v2 is definitely a set that we can take away from them. We've taken it away from them multiple times. So 2v2, I'm not super worried about. I don't think Cool Soul and Breakfast are. I mean, they're good. I think they got your number one spot on the list. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
For the 1v1s, we brought in. We used one roster change. We brought in Saudi. So he's going to be a really, really good 1v1 player who hasn't played in this. So he has no past record, nothing like that. However, for our other 1v1s, I'm kind of nervous. They have multiple 1v1 players. Rain, Jigsaw, Tony, Aaron Gwang. So they're going to be strong in every set, while we've been pretty inconsistent in the 1v1 and KOF. So, I mean, if we can take the King of the Hill, or not King of the Hill, 2v2, I think we're in a good spot to use that as momentum to, I think, take a win, definitely possible.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't really think that Electric has a chance here. I mean, I think it's gonna be a pretty easy 3-0, and even if it gets to like the last, even if it gets to the last 1v1 set or even cost like Undefined has such a stacked cost roster and 1v1 roster. Like they could bring in any one of the players on their roster for cost and for 1v1 and still would sweep. Like they're insane. And for 2v2, especially without like you're having your normal duo, like it's definitely going to be hard. So I think it could be 3-0 Undefined. Honestly, I really don't think Electric has like that much of a chance here. I think it could be just an easy first round exit for them.
We'll see. I think you're 1,000,000% right about the 2v2. It's just like completely about synergy and like how you're able to like play with the same person. So it's going to be different. But yeah, 1v1s, Koth, they're stacked. So it's going to be interesting. I think we have a chance, but it'll be tough.
I'd put it as like maybe 60-40 for Undefined, honestly.
Oh, no way.
Just because Electric lost their 2v2, like Caillou lost Furox, so I'm a little bit concerned about their 2v2, but if their 1v1 players can step it up, especially Saudi, he's really good. And I think he can go toe-to-toe with anyone on Undefined's roster.
I'm going to say it's 110 to -10 Undefined. I literally don't think they have a chance here. It's going to be 3-0 easy.
If we win, dude.
We'll see. We'll see.
So with the Undefined and Electric set, I think the biggest thing that's going to affect it is the fact that the playoff format changes. So if, they manage to win the 1v1s as well as the 2v2, either team, then it's over. And because they don't have to limit their players to one set only, that King of the Hill, they can reuse players. So you might be looking at a different 1v1 and King of the Hill lineup, and just something that might be a bit tougher than anything Group A has faced up to this point in the season. So that's just something to keep in mind. I think Undefined is a favorite, at least for me, to win the whole thing. So if they come out on a really good day, I as much as I like Electric so far, I don't see you guys getting past them that easily.
Yeah, I can see that. So we're all in agreement that
we'll see.
Moves on.
I can't say it. I literally can't say it. I can't say it.
See, it's
110 to -10.
As soon as I say,
not even close.
As soon as I say that Undefined moves on, they already did. So like I can't just for my own confidence. I don't think my team listens to this. So
it's
you don't think?
All right, do it. Let's go, guys.
I'll ping Electric Esports
Please win
on Discord. So, all right. Round 2, we have Instinct NA versus Rising
Sun. NA 1,000,000% easy.
This is
it's another 110 to -10.
Oh, Bowser!
Only these two,
maybe explain why.
Right. So, like Instinct NA has kind of been Darian didn't really show up at the seeding tournament, but I think that he kind of had an off day. So I think that you could definitely be like in another universe. They would definitely just be in on another day. Definitely, I think they would have been in the bye spot, and so like the two Rising Sun teams would play each other. And so I think that like Instinct NA is I think the best team in the league. Even though they've kind of been a little off recently, I think that Darian will probably get back on his game, and I think that like even though Beta is good, they don't just. I don't think that they have like the top level players. They do have really good players, but like I think Instant NA is just like a deeper roster and a better 1v1 and King of the Hill roster. So I think that it's another pretty easy win. Maybe not 110 to -10 as I was joking around. Maybe like 80-20 or 70-30. But I think it's like maybe like a 3-1 Instinct win for sure.
I think, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's more 50-50 because Rising Sun Beta, they have some pro players. Like they actually have some pro players. Like Oyasu, he's finished like what top 100 with 2.6, maybe even higher.
And with
Could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know.
With Rising Sun Beta, I think their 2v2 is going to destroy Instinct. Night Asian will lose to Jump and the other dude, 1,000,000%. Water Pro for Beta in the 1v1, he's dominant. Oyasu will probably come out in another 1v1, probably will dominate. So I think Beta's probably going to win. Honestly, I don't think Instinct is going to pull through.
They're like 2v2 for sure. Like Instinct, I think it's going to be 3-1. Instinct's going to lose a 2v2 and then win all 3 1v1 sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I had to make a pick, I'll put it the other way around. I'll think Instinct will win one of the 1v1s, but then Rising Sun Alpha will win the 2v2 and the 2 1v1s. So
in their 2v2s though, they're both kind of have 50-50 stats. I think Instinct NA had like a 42% win rate. Beta has like a 59. So I think that sets anyone's game. And then Darian, guy's 1v1 record is really high up there. So I don't know, man.
We'll see what the Group C 1v1s can do. Because Group A doesn't really, I'm assuming they don't probably follow him as much. So maybe that'll come as a surprise to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say 60-40 for Instinct on this one.
We really made you change your mind. You went from 110 -10 to 60-40 in the matter of 2 minutes.
No, that was Bowser.
No, that was me.
I can't tell. Everyone sounds the same, dude.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I low-key want to see, you know what, I mean, nothing against Instinct, but I want to see Rising Sun Beta move on just so we can, see Alpha versus Beta. But we'll get to that next week. Next up, we have a very spicy matchup. I wish Destiny was here, but unfortunately, he had to do stuff. But we have Blitz versus Intellectual.
Yeah, all right, so
Bowser, you want to take this
I'm not going to say 110 to -10. I do think it's like 90-10 us. And the only reason that it's 90-10 us is because they have like a good 2v2. If they had like a bad 2v2, it would 100% be like 100-0. Like honestly, dude. Like our lineup, I was like, I've already made it, and I'm looking at it right now. It's kind of insane because like I'm just gonna say we're gonna use like 1v1 players also in cost, and you can figure out what that means. And I think that we're gonna pretty much so they're gonna win 2v2. That's kind of like a given, I think, because we've never really had a solid 2v2 duo. And this week I actually think we have a pretty solid one, but not as good as Gino and Clash for Clash. So yeah, but they're gonna win 2v2, and then we're gonna win all 3 1v1s, easy clap. So 3-1 Intellectuals, 90-10. We're gonna move on, and yeah, easy. That's it.
All right. Let me say something first.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know Ivan's playing for Blitz?
Yeah. And we're doing like our new edition is also gonna be playing 1v1, and yeah, so those 3 are gonna absolutely destroy.
Oh, new edition. Because my original guess was
nope.
It was either gonna be Foles or JJK playing in the other 1v1, but it's a new edition, so I'm excited to see.
Here's the
who it is.
thing.
Do you guys have any thoughts on this?
Blitz, I'm sure Shadow was already scouted Allah and Kazim 10 to 15 times over because they're expecting them in King of the Hill on 1v1. So they're good players, but I mean, Like, yeah, you might want to go on their stats, and say they're in the top like 20, but then you look at Blitz and Bakith and Eddie have had a better season overall than those two guys. And Blitz has been here a few seasons, and they've kept their players around. Like, they're not a team that really rotates their roster very crazily. They just make a few adjustments, but they got a lot of regulars. So Bakith has I've seen he has a pretty big deck pool. Eddie this season was pretty strong too. So I don't know, man. I just I don't think it's 90-10 for either team, and I'm putting Blitz as a
On
favorite for this one, just because they've been
Wow.
consistent for the last 10 months. They've been making semis, they won the season 2 and all that, so it's anyone's game, but I'm gonna side with Blitz and Shadow on this one. Sorry.
honestly, I think it's more 50-50 because 2v2, I got to give that to Blitz. And then I'm thinking Ivan's going to win his 1v1. And then either Alec, Wasim, or whoever's playing the other 1v1 will win their set. So it's going to come down to King of the Hill. And I think whoever did the better scouting will win here. So as we know, Shadow is a good analyst. So we'll see what Blitz is capable of here. Yeah, so I don't know. Blitz versus Intellectual is going to be really anyone's game. But as I said, whoever did more analysis will win. But I'm trying to think what Destiny would say. Yeah, I feel like you said, he'll say that Geno and Clash are dominant in 2v2. I think he'll say exactly what I said. So that's the match I'm most excited to see. And lastly, last but not least, we have Ulti versus Funny Bones. So I'll take this one. I think it's I'd say we have the slight edge here, just because we've been here before. We've been here all 4 seasons. We obviously won last season, so people are going to be keeping an eye on us to see if we're able to go back to back, which would do our best. There's no guarantee, but Ulti is really strong. I know they have a
Ronnie?
good 1v1
Oh, that's
player.
actually the new
I forget his
addition.
name, but I know their
Yeah.
1v1
Or
is really
Destroyer.
solid. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like Destroyer, or it starts with an E, but I don't know. I forgot. But anyways, yeah, I think it's gonna be 3-1 for us. Yeah, so I don't think we'll need King of the Hill. I think 2v2 I feel comfortable with, and we have Dermav for 1v1.
All right.
So I feel
So
like we can definitely
so I've
take this.
gotten Ulti's
What do you
lineup
think?
right now, and it's looking pretty stacked. And obviously, like Funny Bones rosters are usually looking pretty good. I think this matchup is like 50-50 between you guys. I think that you guys could definitely win, but even just let's like looking at Ulti's roster right now, like it's kind of crazy. Like their cost roster right now, it's really really good, and their 2v2 hasn't been the best all season. So you guys might definitely. I think you guys are gonna win 2v2, and I think it's gonna be like very very even. So I think it might go like 3-2 either way for this one.
Yeah, the thing with Funny
Yeah,
Bones
keep going,
is,
Zim, whatever you were saying.
like you were mentioning, Dermov, and you guys haven't really been relying on him throughout the season. And even then, you guys were doing pretty solid numbers. I know CB had a pretty good run this season as well. And there's always Jeff to hold up King of the Hill. I'm actually curious to see if you guys will throw him in a 1v1 as well or something. But it's just more freedom with the roster, I guess. And my biggest concern with Group B is that they had, was it 2 teams that dropped out throughout the season? So they might have, they just have a little less
Right.
game time going into this. Group A was the only group that kept all 9 teams. So you guys definitely have a lot more momentum, I think. And I feel like that's going to tilt things in your favor.
Overall, I'm really excited to see the first matches. I feel like it's going to be a great one. I don't think it's going to be a crazy blowout, like a 3-0 or anything, but we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, So Zim has something he wants to say about next season. So do you
Yeah,
want to
we
let
just wanted
everyone know
to
about season 5,
update
the planning
on the
process?
changes with the formatting. Kind of get that covered. So it's quite a few changes going into Tier 1 alone. Basically, there's going to be 32 teams next season. That's the plan. So I think it's like 5 extra teams. And then we're adding another group. So for the 5th season, we're going to have teams playing in groups of 8 and one group for each region. So there's a North American group. The new group's going to be for Latin America. And then the EU group and the um, APAC group are going to be sorted out a little bit because I think we were short a few APAC groups this season. So teams like Oso and Siu will most likely be moved. They'll be playing against new opponents. And then adding to those changes, we're going to rework the playoffs a little bit. So there's only going to be the top 3 of each group advancing. So it's going to be a little bit more hard to get into playoffs. And we're keeping the seeding tournament. That's a last minute edit that we're making to the rulebook. But the seeding tournament's going to stay, and it's going to include first place and second place teams. They'll be able to do that tournament, and then top 4 will get the first round bye. So any team that makes third place in their group, they're going to have to play an extra round of playoffs for sure. And then first and second place teams will be able to fight for an extra pass. So those are the changes with the groups, the playoffs, and then the other thing we're adding in is a promotion and relegation. Because something we don't really talk about is the fact that we have a tier 2. So that's kind of for really new teams or some academies as well. We have a separate competition for them. And so next season, we're going to be able to concentrate a little bit more on that. And we're hoping to close off tier 1. So after this season, we won't really be accepting new teams into tier 1. They'll go into tier 2 and work their way up. At least that's the plan. So the 2 teams from tier 2 will be able to be promoted to tier 1. And then for next season, 2 teams will be dropped into tier 2. And the way that'll work is once all the matches are played for the season, all 4 teams that ended up in 8th place, so last place of their group, they'll play like a sudden death match, I guess. It's going to be in playoff format, and it's going to be the North American 8th place versus Latin America's 8th place. The loser will go down in tier 2, and the winner will stay, So it'll be an interesting format, I think, and it's going to just keep things very competitive, we're hoping. So even if you're at the bottom place, you got to earn your spot in tier 1. So this is just a few of the changes that we're really excited about and we think will work for the best.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that change because teams are still gonna have to try even though they're in last place. And like there's really no point in throwing away matches because you don't want to end up in 8th place. So like even if you're say like 6th place, and if you lose your next match, you can drop to 8th.
Yeah,
So like
and
teams will
that's the
like
whole
have to
point of
try
it. I
against
mean,
everyone.
this whole project, as we've started it, like you and I and the other admins that helped us start it off, um, it's it was very like a casual thing, and it's been growing consistently. So, we're looking for sponsors and all that. So we're hoping to get to that point where there's like money involved for the teams, and once we're there, and there's prizes and everything to be playing for as well. It's in anyone's best interest to try to stay in tier 1 because that's where the prizes are going to be at. So you'll definitely not want to be dropped from that category or just forfeit from the whole league itself if you're already here, because then you can't just register next season and try again. You'll have to start from the bottom.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So that's going to be it for this podcast. I'll have everyone's Twitter, YouTube channels, Twitch, etc. in the description down below.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.